let's start the recording. All right, so I hope everyone's been having a great day. I'm excited to do this call for you guys as always. So there were actually some alerts that came out a few days ago, guys, from the last call. If you guys remember, we were only gonna follow the investment alerts, but I did some due diligence and I was going over the MT trades and they're pretty good. So what I'm gonna do today is actually go over how to input them so that way you guys understand how to put them in, because these are the ones, if you guys remember from last call, they have the stop loss in them. So obviously it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna show you guys how to input those, but hopefully you guys have your accounts set up, your Binance account funded, because I'm gonna show you guys how to input these. I've already input them myself, but I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to do it. So let me just get the channel back here. So as we were looking at, guys, obviously the crypto alerts channel, that's exactly what we're using. So let me see if I find one, just to kind of debrief. Investment. All right, so like I said, usually the ones that we're following are the investments. They just literally tell you, you know, when to enter the market and what the target profit is. But the ones that we're gonna be doing today, so this is what an investment trade alert will look like. But the ones that we're gonna be doing today are the MT trades. And we can see here, the last one that came out was September 28 for a Nulls BTC. So there's, I believe, 3 or 4 of them. So we're gonna go through those today. So like I said, hopefully you guys are ready. People who are on the last call, you guys have your notes and understand, you know, how I went over on the last call, exactly what we did with the notes from, you know, position sizing, the amount of money that you're inputting into the trade, and you know, obviously how to input the investment trades. So I'm gonna go through this one right here, the Nulls BTC, and if you guys have questions along the way, you can just drop them. So the call is being recorded, so you guys understand I already started the recording. So like I said, we're gonna be going over how to input the MT trades, and I'm actually gonna do it live. So like I said, this is the last one that came out, September 28th. This is the Nulls BTC. So guys, all you have to do is navigate to Binance. Let me just go back to, so, you know, obviously once you log in, you're, you know, brought to your home page, whatever the case may be. You're gonna navigate to markets. So click on markets here. And then all you're gonna be doing is clicking on BTC markets, because the pair says Nulls BTC, right? So we're obviously trading in the BTC market. Now, before I go a step further, I just want to ensure, you know, when you fund your Binance account, maybe you funded it in Bitcoin or maybe you funded it in USDT. In order to put in this trade, you need to have BTC in your account. If you don't, you got to get some, right? Otherwise, the trade won't go through. So we navigate to BTC markets and we're going to find Nulls BTC. So I'm scrolling down. And we find it right here, right? Nulls BTC, and I'm gonna hit on trade. All right, so we're brought to the trading page. This is, you know, obviously what the setup looks like. Now here is our order desk on the right hand here. So we obviously want to, you know, this is where we're gonna input the trade. So on the trade alert, it says that the entry is at here, and I'll put it on here so you guys can see. Hopefully you guys are on the channel and following along. So the entry is at this price right here. So we're gonna buy, we're putting in a buy limit at this price. So like I said, with the MT trade alerts, we have a stop loss. So it won't be the regular buy limit. It's actually gonna be the stop limit like I showed on the last call. So we're obviously gonna click on stop limit, and it's obviously gonna ask you first, you know, what your stop limit is. And from the trade alert, we know that our stop limit is this price here, right? This is a stop loss, right? So we're gonna input that price. Let me just split my screen. So we're going to input our price for, right? So that's our stop loss. And then our limit, he says, is 2663, right? So we're going to put in same price, right? Now, the next step is to obviously put in the amount that you want to buy. So his recommended position is 1/8 of your position, guys. If you guys remember from last call when we were going over position sizing, we got one position, half, quarter, and 1/8, right? When we do the calculation, 1/8 works out to be 0.625, but on Binance, I can't put in 0.625. So the lowest you could do is 1%. So what you guys want to do is do 1%, because obviously that's the minimum that we can do. And you'll see here it's populated in 7 nulls, right? So from there, you'll just click on buy. So like I said, you got to ensure that you have BTC in your account. If it says nothing here, or even down here where it says your assets, it says you have no BTC available, you won't be able to put the trade through. So just ensure that you obviously have BTC in your account. We're gonna do 1% of your account, and you just hit buy. Any questions so far? No? Okay, so is that straightforward? You guys kind of got that? Is there a time limit? No, there's no time limit. It's a pending order, so we're waiting for market to hit our entry price here. This entry price, once it hits, it's gonna obviously fill your trade, and it's gonna start running until it either hits your first target or your stop loss. And like we said, obviously we're gonna be putting in 2 trades, because in order to take our profits, we gotta put in a sell position, right? But before we put in a sell position on empty trades, the pending order has to actually fill first. So this pending order that we create, it has to fill before we can put in the sell. You can't put it in before. So if we have our account funded, will we eventually not be able to enter trades if our BTC runs out? Yeah, obviously, if you have no assets on hand, you can't make a trade. It's like the asset is like your money, right? BTC is your asset, that's your money. If you have no BTC, you can't trade. So hopefully that's straightforward for you guys, right? So I'm gonna actually do another one. So I believe this one that he sent out, it actually hit the first take profit with, yeah, 14%. So technically we could still do this one, but it's up to you guys. I'm gonna do another one that hasn't hit yet. So we have this one, the Iota Btc. So again, guys, we're going back to our markets page. And we're gonna find Iota Btc. And again, it's the same thing, right? We click on stop limit. We're gonna input our stop loss. So this trade, obviously it's old, so it's already in profit actually. So if you guys want to put this in now, I wouldn't say to use the actual buy limit that he put, because it's obviously past. So if you guys, what you guys can technically do is do an execution, so like an instant entry and enter at current market, or if you want to wait for a retracement, you can set it a little bit below, but I would just say obviously the safest thing to do is just do an execution. So go in the market right away using the same parameters, right? So we can do a market. So instead of stop limit market, you would just put your position in a 1% and then hit buy. So I personally already have a pending order on this one. I think it got filled today. It's at this blue line right here. So on this one, guys, if you're putting it in right now, you'll be able to do the sell position. So I guess this one is okay. I could buy. So I'll put this one in so you guys can see already it fills right away because it's an instant execution. And now let's say obviously the order is running, so we want to put in our sell position. So once the market reaches this price, our first target price, it sells your position. Now if you're doing one position, you can't sell like half of it, so you have to do the whole thing. So it's either if you want to have if you want to go for multiple target prices, you'd have to do a bigger position. So somewhere around like I would say around 10%. But again, it depends on your account size, depends on how much money you have, right? So if you don't have a lot of money, you won't be able to do too much because it's going to eat up your margin. So if you want to go for the, like I said, target 1, 2, and 3, you'll need to do a bigger position. So obviously I will leave that, you know, on you guys. But if you're doing just 1% according to the trade alert, you'll probably only be able to go for the first target because you can't sell, you know, more than 1%. Like we said, the minimum is 1%. So I'm going to leave it as, you know, we're doing 1%. So I'm going to switch over here, put it into sell. Right now we know that the first target price is here. So I'm going to put in limit, right, at 0.12342833, right? And I'm going to do 1%. How much? So on that trade, it was 5. Okay, so it was 5. So sell. Zero point 42833. Okay, so on the sell side, like I said, we're doing 1%, so they're obviously asking for an amount. So on the amount, on the order that I created before, there was 6 iotas. So once the price reaches the first target price, you're obviously gonna sell 100%. So that's why I slide it all the way to 100. So that way, once it hits this price here, it's gonna sell everything. And whatever the amount that it has grown to, like dollar value, that's what will go back into your account once you sell it. So it's gonna go back to BTC actually. So we'll just hit sell and that's it. So the order is created. So once the market hits that price, it's going to sell the amount of IOTA you have on hand, 100% of it, and convert it back to BTC. Any questions on that? So how is TP1 and TP2 work? So that's exactly what I just put in. Where is the allocation in the alert? The allocation is your recommended position. So like I said, 1/8 of a position, when we did the calculation, it was 0.625, but obviously you can't put in 0.625 in Binance. So your minimum is just gonna be 1%. So that's your allocation. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so if it's straightforward, I want you guys to drop 111 in the chat, or let me know if you're good, because I just want to ensure that, you know, obviously you guys aren't confused, and some people are maybe afraid to speak up, I don't know. So if you guys are good, drop 111 or drop I'm good, something in the chat. So O'Neill, so you buy first profit off that, then sell and profit. So what we're doing is obviously we're buying, right? And then once the market hits the target price, we're selling it, because you have to sell it back to BTC to get your profit. So hopefully that makes sense. So you don't, so Puya, you don't understand the sell position. Okay, so let me kind of break it down. So we're doing Iota Btc. Like I said, we fund our account in BTC, right? So you're going to now buy Iota at this price that he gave, right? So guys, think it's literally just like Forex with the pairs, but instead we're dealing with cryptocurrency, right? So you're pretty much buying Iota, right, from BTC at the price stated on the alert, right? You're waiting for the market to hit your target price, and then you're gonna sell to collect your profits, because instead of it just automatically, you know, you put in your take profit and it kicks you out, it's different with crypto. You have to actually sell, right? You have to actually have a sell position to convert back to BTC. Because when you buy, you're buying Iota. Now, once the price of Iota appreciates and it hits your desired price or your target price, you're going to sell to claim your profits back into BTC. So that's why we're putting in a sell order. So you're always gonna have two, like a pair of trades, right? You have a buy and a sell, right? But in order for you to put in that sell, your buy order has to be active. So right now we're putting in buy limits, and the only market execution that we did was this one, right? But when a fresh alert comes out, it's going to be a pending order. And once that buy limit becomes active, that's when you'll go back and put in your sell limit, right? Your sell limit with the target position. And then once the sell limit hits the price, it's going to sell for you. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, you got to sell yourself. You have to sell, you have to do the sell yourself. It's not going to sell for you. That's what we're putting in up here, right? So we need Iota assets to create the sell order. Exactly. So that's why we have to wait for the buy limit order to become active. If it's not active, then you can't sell something that you don't have. Right. So I believe Binance does alerts. So if you have that set up, it'll obviously tell you that your order is filled, or you know, you guys just monitor it. So pretty much what I have here, and I'll show you guys. So like I said, this is where the trader entered. This first blue line right here, he entered what? On the 26th. So he would have entered around here. Right, so somewhere around here he would have entered. So obviously the trade is in profit and headed towards the first take profit, right? So once it gets there, your sell limit is going to activate and sell your assets. So that's literally it. Do you know how to set up the alerts? Should be somewhere in here. Actually, not sure. Good question. I would think that they send you an alert once you have, like once you put in a trade, especially on the app, it'll give you like a push notification. I don't think it's something that you may have to manually set up. It should be done already. But I'll double check and see, and I'll send out a message in the Telegram chat. Can you show us how to buy Iota at the market price again? So first of all, ensure that you have BTC in your account. If you don't, then it won't work, right? So ensure that where it says assets, you got some BTC. Now, to do a market execution, you click on market and you put in your amount. So like I said, 1%, if that's the amount that you're gonna do, depending on how much you wanna risk, and then you just hit buy, that's it. And then you'll see your orders at the bottom here. It'll tell you what orders you have open, whatever is running. That's pretty much it. So hopefully try again and it should work. So like I said, if you have BTC, it should work. All right, so do you guys want to do another one, or is that good for you guys? So yeah, there is a stop loss like I showed you on your stop limit, and it's given to you in the trade. I'll put it back here again so you can see. So you can see here your stop loss. You'll put that in on your stop limit over here. It's a first field. Right, so obviously you don't have enough in your account, Sean, so you gotta ensure that you have enough. So put more money and then you'll be able to put in the trade. All right, so another one, let's see. There was one that I didn't do. Let's see. Okay, here's another one, KNBTC. All right, so we're going back to our markets page and we're gonna find KNC. All right, so let me just do a quick check on this one to see where we're at in terms of market price. So this was, let me change this to the daily. So this came out on the 25th with buy limit 0.9095. So I just want to make sure that we put in the right thing. 909. $9095. All right, perfect. So, okay, we can put in a limit. Yeah, we definitely can. All right, so we'll put this one in the correct way. So stop limit, again, ensure that you have BTC in your account, you have enough, right? Our stop is 0.00008322. And our buy limit, we're gonna put in the same one here, 1234905. right? And again, 1/8, so we could do 1%. Cool, and hit buy. Confirm, and then your order is created, all right? So you can already see here it pops up on my chart. I'll make this bigger. So it's pretty much, so just like how it would show you on a Forex chart, because this is trade in view, so they obviously have it connected. So you can see here, this is where your trigger is. So this is your stop loss. So if the order comes down here, it's gonna pretty much cancel out, right? So it has to hit your entry price, 905, the order becomes active. You're gonna have 2 KNCs on hand, right? And then once it becomes active, you put in the sell order. So that way, once it hits your target price, it goes back to BTC. All right, guys, so hopefully that was straightforward. Okay. How long do you need to monitor your trade? So it definitely, like I said, it should give you an alert to kind of tell you, okay, your buy limit is active. And then once you get that alert, you just input the sell. So from there, you don't need to check it. Like I said, guys, if you download Delta and connect it to your account, it will show you obviously the growth in your assets. And then you'll obviously see, you know, once the sell goes through, like it hits the first price, there's also going to be a notification sent in the Telegram in the alerts chat telling you that the target has reached. So it's not that you really need to monitor like that. You can follow the trade-in channel like we always do for Forex. Or if you connect it on Delta, you'll also see it there. But literally, once you put in that sell, that's it. You just leave it there, run until it hits that price. Once it hits that price, you don't have to worry. The trade is closed, basically, because it's going to sell and convert back to BTC. Now, from that, you know, let's say your account has grown X amount of percent and you want to withdraw, you literally just sell it back to USDT, transfer it to ShakePay, cash it out in Canadian dollars or US dollars, and that's literally it. So hopefully that made a lot of sense for you guys. It was very straightforward. So we put in pretty much everything. So if you guys have questions, I guess, you know, you guys can private message me. I'm going to post the recording as soon as Zoom sends it to me, and it'll be in GC Nation. What is the minimum we need to trade in BTC? I would say if you're trying to do these alerts, I don't know, at least $100. At least, but like I said, given the amount of positions that we're opening, there's only so much that you can put in. So obviously the more you have in your account, the better, so that way you can risk more. But yeah. So yeah, guys, so that's everything. Like I said, hopefully it was straightforward for you guys. You guys understand. Hopefully people who have their accounts funded were able to follow along and put in those trades. I got my trades in, so definitely gonna see some results. But yeah, so yeah, that's everything, guys. So if there's no other questions, I'm gonna end the call now.